Hello, it's Anime What If Media. So, this What If video is gonna be what if Asta was a noble? So, Asta's gonna be Noel's twin brother. So, whilst he was a baby, let's just say the Silva family had a vacation near a Hodge village, like a resort island, and they got attacked. So, the mom, even though spoilers from the manga said that like she died from childbirth, what is not true is just ridiculous. Let's just say that she wasn't cursed, and say that she's still gonna be cursed. It's just that Majicula attacks the time that now that they're in a vacation resort. So Asta's still gonna be left. It's just that Noelle was with Nozel at the time. So Asta's gonna be left with on the doorstep of the church. So Asta here is gonna have magic. Tons of magic. So when he's 5 years old and when that drunk man attacks Yuna for his pendant, Asta's gonna also have a pendant similar but like a water version. So it's not gonna be like in the sea, the underwater anymore. It's gonna be with a silver like heirloom because they had like some sort of um water mercury magic. So he he has that, and the drunk man tried to take Asta's, but when Asta was gonna punch him, like he's gonna have the same magic as Nozel, like mercury magic. So when he punched him, there was like a mercury like fist covering his own fist, and punched the drunk man. Gave his pendant, and made that promise to become Wizard King when they grow up, and that started their rivalry. So this time, Asta's still gonna train in his physical body. He's also gonna train with his mercury magic, try to conjure shapes and all that, try to focus on his mana concentration and sensing. So this one, Asta's not gonna have like a crush on Sister Lily because it just doesn't make sense at all. So do you know how like all the Silva family they have like long long silver hair and also have those weird ribbons in their hair. So he's born with the ribbon, and he's born, and the mom left the ribbon for him. It's like like a turquoise type of color. So 10 years later, Asta's not gonna be short. He's gonna be tall with long hair, longer than the one in this photo, and he's gonna get a grimoire. And once he gets a grimoire, his comes first before Yuno's, and it's a four-leaf clover grimoire, and it's mercury magic because they all knew that he had similar magic to Silva. So, and they all knew that he was an orphan. For all they know, he could actually be related to them. That's what. So not that much people were like that mad about him getting like a four-leaf clover. But on the other hand, he doesn't look like any noble, but he still has like a four-leaf clover grimoire. So those two royals that were like mad at for getting four-leaf clover grimoire, they're still gonna be mad at Asta. For all they know, he could still be a commoner. So they attack and Asta, and saying that they shouldn't get a four-leaf grimoire, but they took them down easy as. Then when it came to the chain user, when the chain user was gonna attack um Asta wasn't like paying attention at the time, so it took down. But when he was about to attack Asta just unlocked a new spell. It's called Mercury Armor. It's like similar to that Valkyrie armor that Noel has, and similar to the mom. It's just that it's gonna be his version with Mercury magic, and he's gonna cover his whole entire body so the chain doesn't like affect him. So then he punched the chain guy, and he legit was knocked out. The authorities come get him, and what is it called? What is it called? And is free. So after that encounter, like the 10 months of training, Asta, let's just say that Asta can make his Mercury magic turn into like a sword so he can use. So he still meets the sword guy with red hair that's like from the Diamond Kingdom refugee that's like teaches him the way of the sword. But I'm not gonna get that much of in topic until like the flashback. So when they went to when they're about to go to the capital, that's when like Asta, since he looked more like a silver, most of the time when the priest wanted to do like work in a bigger like village where there's probably some nobles, he'll send Asta there because Asta will look like a noble with high magic power. So one of his noble friends, like, we're going to also get. There are two different nobles compared to the nobles that were like attacking Asta. So these two are like, they don't care about commoners and nobles. They're all gonna become magic knights, so they're all gonna be like same rank. So the two guys, one of them is gonna have fire magic, and the other one is gonna have water magic. And they're like normal tier, so they had rooms, and they had extra rooms, so they gave it to Asta and and they went to the capital. So when they're going to the capital doing sightseeing, Asta like had a feeling like he was meant to be there, and he saw the Wizard King's castle, and he told when I become Wizard King, you'll be lucky if I let you stay there. And says the same thing like in canon, but Asta does not eat that snake that he gets like before. So when Asta was waiting, he does not bump into Yami. So that's good. So when they came there, when Nozel sees Asta, he looks like a younger me. And also when the checker of the grimoires saw Asta's grimoire, he saw Mercury magic, silver hair, and has those weird rubber bands, and he thought he was like a Silva, and he's like, "Are you a noble?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm believed to be one because I'm an orphan, so I don't know for sure." And people in the capital heard about that attack during near this village called Hajj, and the lady left with her other child, so they thought that child died. So when he said, "Which village are you from?" he said Hajj. Now the teller is like shocked because he could be that child. So now, when Nozel saw Asta, he's like, silver hair, and he has those ribbons that my younger brother was supposed to have, but he died. So he keeps a close eye on him. So when it came to like the knowledge test, Asta does it easy as and passes all of them. So when it came to the flying part, He does actually good, as you know. He has good balance, so he wouldn't have a problem with that. And then when it came to projection, like accuracy one, he just does a mercury ball and just fires it like a key blast. And now Nozelle's like just staring at him. And now the other captains were staring at Nozelle too because he has the same magic as Nozelle, has the same hair color, and he has that weird ribbon thing that all Silva have. And they're like, yeah, there's something wrong. And when it came to like the magic growing like that plant, he grows a plant. It's just that like the plant grows depending on your magic type, so it turns mercury into a mercury plant. And when it came to like the fighting plant, one noble fought try to get Asta instead of the Baja man. So it's gonna be that man that challenged he's gonna challenge Asta because he has a 4-leaf with more and he has strong magic power, so he thought it was a noble like from the Silva family. Since he actually looked like one of the Silvas. Even though like Asta, his clothing is gonna be like a royal, like he still had royal clothing, just that Noel's mom gave him more clothing that he could wear, like to show that he's a royal boy. He's not just gonna be commoner in this commoner place. So he has clothes like similar to royals, and they're like, he's from this village, but he has royal clothing. So he thought he was a royal, so he challenged him. And when they fought, he destroys him so easy. Like, it wasn't even a fight. So the lightning magic that he just used a mercury shield and just used mercury javelins and just attacked him. Until like it was close to him, he's like, I quit, and he was like, oh, I give, and he was done. So the Baja guy, he wants to show like at least up because Asta's gonna be taller than and he's more muscular, so he wants to at least show a commoner up. So he goes against and just uses without his grimoire, he just flicks the wind and like knocks out the wind out of Baja guy. So when it came to choosing, goes first. Everybody raises his hand, and he chose the Golden Daughters. When it's Asta's turn, everybody raises his hand. But Nozelle says, "What's your name?" So Asta's name is still gonna be Asta. It's just that his Asta, and he's gonna have the last name of Silva, but he doesn't know that. And he says, "My name is Asta." And he's like, "Where are you from?" "Hodge Village." Now Nozelle is like, this could be my younger brother. So he decides just to keep an eye on him for now. And he's like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." And he says, like, "I had a younger brother who's supposed to die, but there's some speculations of him surviving near Hodge Village as well. And you look a lot like him and have like our family ribbons on your hair." He's like, I was actually born, when I was born, it was on my cradle." And now he knew for sure that's his brother, but he didn't say it out loud. So while he's doing that, he's like, so Fagolian, Nozelle, and Captain Vengeance, they're all the top 3. So he was like, I'm gonna go with the Black Bulls, and he's gonna be like, I'm gonna go with the worst team and make them the best, so I could prove to you guys that I could come Wizard King no matter which team I'm on. So he chooses the Black Bulls, and Yami's like, I kind of like this kid. I see potential in him. And when Asta goes with Yami and Finral and Gordon to the base, instead of like Asta just running up to the door, he's gonna be like, he's just gonna walk with them. So when Yami opens the door, Magna and Luck just stop fighting because they see Yami, so they won't do anything. So Vanessa asks, like, is there a new recruit? Then Fenrir is gonna say, this is a new recruit, Asta. And Fenrir introduces to them to Gray, Gosh, Gordon himself, Vanessa, Charmy, and Yami, and Magma and Luck. So then Magma was like, he should do the baptism of fire. So when it came to the baptism of fire part, Asta still does the physical part easy. So when it came to the fire dodging part, he still does the first part dodging with his normal speed and everything. So when it came to that super shot, that's when he uses his Mercury magic and creates a shield. Like, it just deflects it. And Noel sees him, and he feels like a connection to him. Like, and he also sees that hair bands, like, those only Silver members have that. So she's suspicious of Asta and has this weird connection, like she doesn't know what it is. And let's just say that she was informed that she had a twin brother. It's just that everybody thought that he died with his mom. So they won't really suspect Asta. So Nozel is the only one that knows that Asta is his younger brother. So the next day he gets to his room. He's kind of excited that he has a room. It's just that it's kind of dirty, so he cleans out the place like to himself. He sleeps. The next day Magma comes. The next day he walks out of his room. He sees a pillar over there, and he learns about how you could say mansion or like Black Bull's hideout, like shifts, and then Magma showed him around everywhere. So when it came to like that beast, instead of biting Asta's arm or try to eat him, they look at him and he has high magic power. So they're like, it's like similar to Yami. They have respect for him, so they won't try to eat him or anything. So when Noel sees Asta, and Asta sees Noel, they feel like a connection between each other. Like, he's like, do I know you from somewhere? And she was gonna ask the same thing, and they said the same thing at the same time. And now Magma was like confused because he looked like both of them at the same time, and they look like siblings. And he was like, are you two siblings or something? They're like, and Asta said, I don't know if I have siblings because I'm an orphan. I was dropped off in Hodge Village. And now Noel's suspicions are getting high up too because she knows that they had vacation while she was a child. And her twin brother was still alive at the time, what she thinks is alive. Now seeing Asta, she thinks it's not dead. It's alive. And he said that, looking how you dress, she probably looked just like Captain Dozel himself. And he's been asking me questions like, where I was born, who's my parents and all that. And I said that, and I answered him, I don't know who my parents are. I'm an orphan. I was left in Hodge Village. And and my priest like had a scroll and this pendant, and when Noelle sees this pendant, she's like, yeah, this has to be my brother. So she doesn't do that like when he tries to shake hands with her, she doesn't like slaps it away. It's just that she's like she just leaves. And Magma and Asta thought it was just weird. So she's still gonna be training and all that. So when she trains and Asta's trying to find her, like, what's up? And why do you just leave like that? So instead of him like just hiding, he just walks up to her, and she thinks that he's gonna ridicule her for not having good control over her magic. So before Asta could even say anything, she tried to attack Asta, which backfires and sends like a lot amount of energy. And then Asta didn't know what to do at the time, so he started running back to the base instead of getting hit by the water spell that like made him land near Yami. So he runs and makes it there like everybody else did. Like everybody there makes it outside. Except to Henry, who's just still sitting in the mansion. So when they get there, Yami is like, Ferno, how about you go get her? And he's like, are you crazy? I'm not going up near that thing. And then he's like, Asta, you have similar magic to Noelle. Like, your power is legit the same as hers. So Noelle's gonna have more magic power and be the same as Asta's. Like, legit and similar. And he's like, how about you, like, use, that one spell that you conjured up, that mercury ball, like, conjure up near her, like, shoot it inside the water bottle, and make a dome protecting her so outside water like dissipates and just brings her down, so she won't drown or anything. So he does that, and she falls down, and then when she wakes up, she's gonna feel like she's gonna be ridiculing, like, and Asta says, you have legit the same magical power as me. That's kind of weird. And it's so strong, it's cool. And she thought that he was going to ridicule her like the rest of the royals and her family. And then, the Black Bulls is like, you have a weakness. It doesn't really matter. Everybody here has a weakness. And we're going to help you. We're going to help you, like, work with that weakness. So the next day, how Yami and Magma loses the bet, like going out for poker, Asta's actually helping Noelle control her magic because he has like similar magic power. So he gives her tips and everything. So before Yami and Magma come, she learns how to do like a basic water ball spell and does it correctly. So that's like a good point for later on. So when Yami and Magma come, like legit only with their Black Bull's robe and Grimar covering them. Only with that, they're like, what happened? They said they lost the bet to the chief of Saucy Village. And they said that we do whatever they want. And they asked them to kill like, instead of like 10, we're gonna do like 6 bulls. So 6 bulls, and Asta knows how to use a broom, so, and he also taught Noelle, so Noelle doesn't need anyone to ride on, and so it's just Noelle and Asta going there instead of Magma too, because Magma came only because only because Asta and Noel didn't know how to find a room. So now they went there. They get there faster because there's not like two people riding it there, and Asta taught her how like to control and ride fast as him. So they got there fast. When they got there, they destroyed the bulls easy as. So when Asta was going there, so he hold 3 bulls in each arm. So he just carrying like 3 stacks of bulls on his arms, and Noah was just staring at him like, is he that strong? So when they get there before the mist people try to attack. So I'm sorry for that. I was just checking that Instagram notification. So when that person does like that mist spell to like cover the people, he gets there before that, so he gives it to the village, and when the ice person and that other people start to attack, they start doing mist and start shooting icicles out of nowhere. So Asta uses Mercury Shield and like literally defends the people, and they all end up going to a town square where it's like more broader area, and they see like that's where most of the icicle projections are coming from. So they go to like the town square, and they see that ice mage and the other 2 guys. So Asta's protecting them and all that and fighting at the same time, so it's kind of hard for him to defeat them. Then Noelle says, I could do the protection, and she does a sea dragon's lair. She just learned that move since she saw how Asta was like struggling just to protect, and she was like, he could be able to protect and fight at the same time, so I should at least be able to do one of them. So she does the sea dragon's lair, so Asta doesn't have to worry about protecting people. He could go all out and like fight. So he defeats those 2 irrelevant people, and when it comes to that ice mage, before the ice mage could even conjure up something, he has like he does Mercury Dragon and like capture him in the cage. Then he does like a binding technique that takes away his magic, so he won't be able to use his spells. So he won't be able to use that magic item. It takes him to the Magic Knight's investigation place. So this is where I'm gonna leave it off, and bye.